Well, good evening everybody and welcome to the Double Dash Motorsport Media YouTube channel for the start of a new season of the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sport Series. Season 3 kicks off this evening with 2 rounds round Dragon Trail Gardens and Monza. And if I press that button there. Good evening everybody, hope you're doing well. Andrew here at DDMMHQ, pardon the mess. Yeah, really looking forward to this one tonight. It should be a really good evening. Hello to the chat. I can see a few of you in there already. Good evening to Trevisio, Trevor, Randall, who's going to be racing out there tonight. Good evening to SuperGT. First time to have SuperGT on one of these streams. Great to have Steve on board. THR says go on Rob D. Rob Dowsett, we'll see him tonight out on circuit. Dimitacho as well saying good luck to our drivers out there. If you want to get involved, the chat is the best way to do so. We're also on Twitter as well at @MM. And as I say, this is the first of 4 weeks of races, 2 rounds each week to decide who is going to be the top driver in Club 100 in Gran Turismo Sport for season number 3. Good evening to Stephen Brewell as well, who's just tuned in. No doubt cheering on Callum, who will be driving tonight. Should also say thanks as well to a couple of new subscribers who've joined the channel recently. Carl Huxford, who we had a great race with on Sunday night. Me and Howard and doing a bit of iRacing. And Harry Neal as well this morning, or early this afternoon. Clicked that subscribe button. Good evening to Mr. Stephen Hicks as well. Is Jaino racing this evening? Never have I seen a man with such prestigious pace and dance moves. He is, and he's got one of my favourite liveries tonight as well. Stuff is happening in the server, I can tell you that. We are going to be on time to go into qualifying in a few moments. And a really good... If you've been watching from the start of the stream, we gave a bit of a 10 minutes to get everything up and running. You have probably seen the order of events, but let's have another look at it. This is your season for... Oh, no, it's not. It's just changed. Here's your order then. This is Lobby 1. We should say this is now a 2-division championship, so this is your top tier. Lots of familiar names from previous seasons. Ryan Sandall reigning champion with the number 1, joined by Callum, Brewell, Trevor, Randall and Luke Battersby. Welcome Luke to the series. Tim Clark and Rob Dowsett. Callum Marshall, a new name at this level. Martyn Robinson, who was really strong towards the back end of last season. Nathan Maximin, Mark Ridout, Kirith Kalirai, the Team Rock fans in the chat cheering for him. Sam Dimolo, Jack Cameron Drayton and Steve Brown, aka Super GT. Here is your order of events for the season. As we say, 2 rounds each week, 8 in total. Dragon Trail and Monza for tonight, and I can tell you that we are very close to being able to go into the lobby. And in fact, let's try and do that now as we cut across to the start of qualifying. First race, the grid set by a straightforward qualifying session. The second race is done by a reverse grid. As we see the drivers heading out on circuit on their warm-up laps at the moment. There's Kirith Kalirai with the Frey Bentos livery. We'll be quietly confident, I think, tonight. Has been doing some great stuff on Gran Turismo Sport in recent weeks. There's Nathan Maximin in the orange and black. Really intriguing to see how Nathan does tonight. Second in the championship in Season 2. Was beaten to the title again by Ryan Sandall, but won the O-Plate in very impressive fashion at the back end of Season 2. That non-championship event. We're in the Mazda MX-5 Roadster tonight. That will be the car of choice for each of the first rounds on each week, so all the odd-numbered rounds is where we will be seeing this car. I think it's turned into a bit of a favourite of the fraternity here at the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sport Series, since it was added to Gran Turismo Sport, I want to say about a year ago now. It's time within the period of the pandemic. It's all gone a little bit wibbly wobbly, but as I say, we have now got drivers on fast laps, or the first of their fast laps. So actually we're going to stick with this group of Nathan Maximin there at the lead of this train, Jack Cameron Drayton 14 black behind, and then Maximin's teammate Mark Ridout just behind the two cars in Team Orange. Clean laps so far from all of these drivers. As expected with this top tier, the lap times between all of these drivers very, very close indeed. THR saying it's the best car in GT Sport. I think that's a good shout actually. They've done a really nice job with this car. It always produces good racing. I'm looking forward to seeing how it does tonight. Should mention as well, as I say, this is Lobby 1. We've also got Lobby 2 on the go at the moment as well. So if you've got multiple screens, I do recommend that you get one of those screens set up with the DW commentary channel that's got Lobby 2. David Whitehouse, the compare of events over in that one. And we'll be trying to keep an eye on that one as well to see how people do in the clubman's sector of the competition. Good times being put in so far by those top three. There is Callum McAllister. CRG McCallum. I've pronounced that very badly. Let's see how he does. Lap times starting to come in then. So Nathan Maximin goes in with a 1:38.558. Can anyone beat that? Here comes Callum, goes P2. Kirith Kalirai over the line, goes into 6th place. There's Rob Dowsett in a brilliant Pennzoil livery there. Trevor Randall Trevisio has put in a lap time that's good for 6th place, but look how close it is at the top of the timesheets. Looking back, there is Super GT. First sight of him of the evening. Is currently in 8th place. The top 8 covered by 1 second at the moment. So it is Maximin on provisional pole position. McIntyre P2. P3 for Battersby there. Luke Battersby, BattersRacingCo, in the old-style Jaguar livery. He's had a very good start here to this qualifying session. There's your reigning champion, Ryan Sandall, in 4th place. Jack Cameron Drayton, never present from very first season of this GT Sport Club 100 series. In fact, there he is, his teammates to Steve Brown Super GT this season. At the moment he's beating his former BUKC champion and Club 100 Sprint champion teammate. 5 minutes of this qualifying session to go. Hello to Matt Hale, who's cheering on George Turner tonight, who I think is racing in lobby number 2. Apologies, not Callum McIntyre racing for Team P1 Inc. It's Callum Marshall. I won't get that wrong again. There's Kirith Kalirai. Drivers finishing their second laps now. Can anyone improve? Kirith can. He's gone into P8. 1:39.46 for Kirith Karts. The Frey Bentos squad very happy with that effort. Who else is on the move? In fact, Marshall is on the move. Callum Marshall goes to provisional pole position with a 1:38.433. So great start for the debutant here in the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sports Series. Jack Cameron Drayton is in the pits. Maybe trying to do some tyre changes there. Not quite happy with something, or maybe he's very happy with something and reckons that's as fast as he can go. He doesn't want to be giving anybody a tow out there. There's Ryan Sandall, who's currently in 5th place, raced in the Sprint 60 Championship at Club 100 last season. The great timing of this series, I think it's going to build us up nicely to the full Metal Club 100 season once we get underway at Clay Pigeon in April. As I say, we'll have each and every race in this premier tier of the GT Sports Series here on the Double Dash Motorsport Media YouTube channel. So there is your provisional pole sitter at the moment. Callum Marshall coming round to, I think, finish another lap. Yes, he is. So let's see if he can go any quicker. He's not got any help at the moment, I should say. Cross start finish now. Doesn't go any quicker. Stays there on a 1:30. Well, it's 1:38.4. The fastest lap time so far. What can Nathan Maximin do here in second place? He's on a 1:38.5 at the moment. It's currently looking very nice actually for Team Orange. They've got second and third place at the moment in this qualifying session. 2.5 minutes to go. Big slide there from Stretch through the first part of the S's. Almost has a little bit of a Suzuka feel in places, this Dragon Trail Garden circuit. Using all the tracking a little bit more there is Ridout. This is looking like a good lap so far. Maybe we can just has a little bit of a taily moment there coming out of the hairpin, but he might just be picking up a little bit of a toe off his teammate at the moment. We're going to stick with this lap of Ridout. 0.278 down on the pole time at the moment, so he needs to find something to improve on his own time at the moment and try and get onto the front row of the grid. Oh, and that's pushing very hard there, was Ridout, and I think he'll have lost a little bit of time. So drivers going on to their laps now. This is their last lap. Looks like Nathan Maximin has bailed out of that one. But was he trying to give Ridout a toe? Yes, he was, but stays P3. Maximin is done. He's done for this qualifying session. Here is Luke Battersby, BattersRacingCo, racing for Purple Sector Racing. Is he going to go purple in this sector? Oh, big lap's just gone in from Super GT, third place. And there he is. He's done for this qualifying session in spirited fashion. But he's gone up to P3 there. Great lap from Steve Brown. Puts him on row number 2. It looks like Ryan Sandall's improved as well. Got a second row slot for him. So all of a sudden it's now Marshall on pole position. Maximin P2. Brown P3, Sandall P4, Mark Ridout and Callum Brewell on row number 3. So great qualifying so far from Callum Brewell. Looking to support his team. In fact, he's even quicker through the first sector. Let's stay with Brewell here and see, can he get onto the second row of the grid? He'd probably demote his reigning champion teammate in CBR Sandall Racing. The hairpin, nice and tidy. That's a good line there from Brewell. I think he's a little bit too far back to be getting a slipstream. What's his time like through the second sector? A little bit off now. It looks like he's lost a bit through that second sector. Great livery on this car. Do check out Ryan's channel as well, is in the description below. Oh, very wide there from Callum, giving it everything here on the last lap. Time is up, checkered flag is out. Can anyone beat Callum Marshall's 1:38.433? Brewell's in the wall, right in the weeds there. It's not going to be any quicker. And a nice little, well, we've gone full Fast and Furious there over the line from Brewell. I don't think anybody is going to improve there on their lap time from before. Here's Trevor Randall, who I think is still on a lap. He's currently in 9th place. He's got Nathan Maximin just behind him. So is Maximin still on the lap? Okay, Maximin might still have a chance here of pole position, snatching it right at the end. He's also done something very clever with his pit strategy. He's going to have a great toe off the back of Randall as they come down the pit straight. Can Maximin put it on pole position here at Dragon Trail? Trevor Randall's had a moment with the wall. No, Maximin bails out of it. Cameron Drayton has bailed out of it as well. So it looks like a debut pole position for number 12. CRG Malcolm. Callum Marshall will be very happy with that effort early on here for round 1, season 3 of the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sports Series. If you're watching in the chat, let us know what you thought about that qualifying session. Exciting stuff out there on the track. A couple more seconds before the lobby officially closes. There it is. The qualifier has indeed ended. And there is your grid. Or very briefly, there was your grid. Race time here for round one of the third season. It's the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sports Series live here on the Double Dash Motorsport Media YouTube channel. Callum Marshall has pole position alongside Nathan Maximin on the front row. 20 minutes then here at Dragon Trail on the Gardens layout. There's Nathan Maximin, P2 in the championship last year. Lines up, P2 on the grid for this one. Away we go then. Clean start, very good start for Maximin. It looks like he's going to have the lead as they go into turn one. Yes, indeed. So Marshall falling back a little bit there as they go through turn one. SuperGT is up to third place, side by side between Battersby and Ridout on corner exits as well. Looks like all 14 drivers have got through at the start of this race. 3 wide already as they go under the bridge. 4 wide as they go under the bridge. Ryan Sandall down the inside. Surely that's going to end in tears as they're all bumping and barging. Ridout trying to survive there has got up to P4. And somehow they're all still pointing in the right direction. What a start here for Season 3 of the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sports Series. But at the front, it's Nathan Maximin leading, Callum Marshall P2, Steve Brown there in P3. P4, Mark Ridout, Jack Cameron Drayton, great start for him there in 5th place. Having a little look as down the inside there goes Trevor Randall for 8th place. Kirith Kalirai involved. Callum, Brewell getting into the wall. Goes Kirith there and he's come back on circuit. It's collided with Brewell. So big moment there for Kirith. Can he get it back going again? Yes, he can, but that's completely ruined Kirith's race there. That's not what we wanted to see for Frey Bento's racing. They've got a lot of work to do. Coming round to finish lap number 1 then of this 20-minute race. Nathan Maximin has the lead, but look at Callum Marshall there in the BWT entry. He's going to have a good slipstream, may have a go here down into the first braking zone. He's up alongside. Can he get the move done? Good space being given there by Maximin. He's trying to hold it round the outside. That's brilliant racing between these two, and SuperGT's not too far behind as well there in P3. On board now with SuperGT. Maximin trying to defend. Marshall looking to the inside. With all that experience that SuperGT has, he knows just to hold fire at the moment. A long way in this race to go. They've got a second gap to Mark Ridout behind, which is useful at this stage of the race. Coming through these S's now, and then just dipping downhill under the bridge there, and into a really crucial corner this, the tight hairpin. And Maximin's a little bit wide there. This may offer an opportunity to Marshall to get close by. Here's the view from Mark Ridout. He's slightly closer than it was a sector ago. He's losing time now. The gap's back out to over a second. Back on board with Steve Brown SuperGT through this tricky chicane. Different lines being taken by the leaders here. So coming to the back end of lap number 2. Good mix of styles this circuit. The last corner reminds me a little bit of the last corner of Portimao. And this time, Steve Brown's got a very good run out of the final corner. 3 bumper to bumper, the top 3. Maximin will go defensive. Marshall looking to the outside again. Steve Brown just holding back at the moment, which is a sensible strategy at this stage of the race. They are pulling away from Mark Ridout. The gap is now 1.5 seconds to Ridout. He's in a bit of a lonely spot, really, because he's, as I say, 1.5 seconds back. And up the inside now. Here comes Marshall going for the move then for the lead of the race. Oh, tight as you'd like. And it's still Maximin holding this lead then. Marshall still fighting it, side by side, still in the Mazda MX-5 here at Dragon Trail. SuperGT trying to find a way through. Back on board with him. Dirt being kicked up there by Nathan Maximin. Fascinating racing here. You can't take your eyes off of it. And it's pretty good all the way down the field as well. Such is the pedigree of this Premier Tier. But now, is this the opportunity for Marshall? He gets a little bit of a oversteer moment there coming out of the hairpin. Still 15 minutes of this to go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're entertained so far. And oh, this time Super GT gets all over the curb. Thought for a moment that he had a route underneath Callum Marshall's team. I love the name of this, Team P1 Inc. Very clever there. Didn't get the move done. Oh, Maximin's wide. Maximin's wide, and this could offer the opportunity now to both Marshall and Brown. Can they pick him off into turn one? No, at the moment, Marshall is not close enough, so Maximin gets away with one there. Meanwhile, Mark Ridout is, well, he was closing in. He was down to 1.1, but he's just made a mistake there through the kind of turn one and turn two complex. He's falling back into the clutches of Ryan Sandall again. There he is, the reigning champion, carrying the golden number one, two-time champion here in the Club 100 GTS Series. We have seen Ryan be able to pull his way through fields before. He won't be panicking at this stage that he's in 5th place. A lot of racing to go, not just in this race, but across the course of the evening. Thank you very much to VQS Sparks, who's subscribed to the channel, and Team Horny Racing as well. Great to have you guys on board here on the Double Dash Motorsport Media YouTube channel. Great scrap going on for 6th place as well. There's Luke Battersby in purple sector. He's got Jack Cameron Drayton, the other Team Black Quadrants liveried car, in 7th place. Is the battle for 8th place to the veterans of Club 100, Tim Clark and Trevor Randall. Both very accomplished drivers in their own right. Not too shabby here on Gran Turismo Sports. Trevor Randall, remember, for those returning to the series, all those new as well, is on a pad. The pad hacks are strong with Randall, and in fact, is he going to have a go here at Tim Clark into turn one? No, he's not really close enough into the braking zone. There's Callum Brewell, who we saw had the incident at the start of the race. Rob Dowsett having a strong run here as well, in the top 10 at the moment. 2.5 seconds and a bit more down on Trevor Randall at this stage. How's Kirith getting on as well? Because we saw him have some trouble. Well, he's back up to P12, so there have been problems out there as well. For Martyn Robinson, there he is. And Sam Dimolo, in fact, yeah, look at the damage there to Sam Dimolo's car. That's not good news for the league creator. Back with our battle at the front. What's happened to Super GT? He's fallen back a bit. And in fact, there's been a change there for 4th place as well. Ryan Sandall has got through. Let's see if we can go back and see where that move was done. Well, it was done by the time of the S's there. We see Sandall ahead of Mark Ridout. And now trying to close in, as we say, on Super GT. Back with the leaders. Still Nathan Maximin leading. Not even at halfway of this race yet, as we are some 8 and a bit minutes into the race. Marshall looking down the inside. This time he's got the move done. A classic block pass there into turn one. Very good move there, and the pole sitter is back to the front of this race. Now, can they work together to get away further from Super GT? Steve Brown there in 3rd place. Because his concern is that he may start to fall if he loses the slipstream. In fact, I think he has already lost the slipstream. He may start to fall into the clutches of Ryan Sandall there in 4th place. And Mark Ridout's being pulled along to wrap out this top 5 at the moment. Still Battersby and Cameron Drayton going at it over 6th place as well. We'll keep an eye on those two. Now you see the tactics coming into play. These two trying to work together. Gap at the moment is... Oh, and that's a mistake there from Steve Brown. It was a little bit wide coming out of the hairpin. And Ryan Sandall may have a chance here. He's going to bump draft him and push him along there. Steve Brown trying to defend. Maybe he's already trying to defend for third place over 10 minutes out from the end of this race. Maybe he doesn't think he can close in to the top two. And third is all he's going to get. This is turning into a classic, what I'd like to call a Honda Cadet race. By that I mean cars with not the biggest amount of power in the world. Tends to form this pack racing style where groups duel off against one another. But here comes Ryan Sandall trying to go to the outside this time of Steve Brown. Steve Brown defends it to the inside. Let's have a little look then at what caused the incident for Steve Brown when he ran a little bit wide coming out of the chicane, the hairpin rather. So this was him going into the hairpin. Yeah, and I think he outbraked himself a little bit, was wide, and then corner exit was compromised as well there for Super GT. But at least he's holding on to that third place for now, ahead of Ryan Sandall. Mark Ridout still there in P5. Keep your comments coming in on the stream. As I say, we're halfway through this first round for Season 3 of the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sport Championship. And you look here, oh, down the inside, there goes Nathan Maximin, and I think he's got the lead back. Yes, he has. It's going to be side by side as they come off of turn 2. But no, Nathan Maximin has got back ahead then of, and that was a replay that we were looking at, apologies, but good job that we were looking at it, because there we go, the lead change confirmed. Nathan Maximin back to the front then, ahead of Callum Marshall, 2.5 seconds ahead of Super GT Steve Brown, but Ryan Sandall, Ruzzwald going for it again. Super GT having it under control though. Gets it locked down, doesn't give Sandall any opportunity to get underneath him. 8 minutes of this race to go. On board with Mark Ridout. Brown goes defensive again. And oh, a little bit of a switchback being attempted there by Ryan Sandall. He's not able to make it stick this time. Best seat in the house at the moment for Mark Ridout. Himself, a driver who's had success in the old GT Academy days. Got very far in one of the finals a few years back. I think it was the same year that Jan Mardenborough won. Oh, big defensive move there from Brown as they go into the hairpin, but Brown's run wide and he's now going to be in the marbles, and that's the opportunity for Sandall. Can he get on the power now to get P3? They're going to be side by side as they run towards the chicane. He may get a little bit of help here from Mark Ridout, who gives him the tiniest of bumps. Sees the lane, he's going to take P4. That's great tactical driving from Mark Ridout. Now, can he get the braking correct as they go through this chicane? Brown's still there, holding in. How about that from Super GT? And still there, side by side. A bit of contact between the two of them. And Super GT's in the gravel for a moment, but Mark Ridout with a robust move there fights his way through. Let's have another little look at that one. Was Ridout completing the move there as they ran through the final corner. And look at Luke Battersby now. Luke Battersby is on the scene here in P6. He's got a good run actually off the double apex start to the lap, and he's going to have a go here, I think, up the inside of Mark Ridout. So Super GT must have got it back under control into turn 1. They've been dropped by Ryan Sandall here. He's away and gone in third place now. Still Marshall leading this race overall. Nathan Maximin P2. It's all about the defensive driving here from Super GT. Can he keep it together to get good points in this first race? Had some great results last season. Finished third in the championship. Oh, Ridout goes for the move down the inside. Very nicely done there by Mark Ridout, but I don't think he's going to have the speed off the corner. They're going to be side by side again, just as they were a lap ago. this time Super GT pulls out ahead, keeps that 4th place. Still 5.5 minutes of this race to go. Team Horny Racing said he wants his 6th place. That's why he's driving in this manner. We'll wait and see if that does indeed happen. It is this top 6 clear at the moment, but Trevor Randall's got himself back up to P7. There he is. So both of the purple sector cars in the classic Jaguar Le Mans livery from the late 80s. He's right there. Oh, good run for Super GT off the final corner. He's got a little bit of a gap to 5th and 6th place now. 5 minutes to go. Super GT will go defensive again on Marky Boy 92. Mark Ridout there. And up the inside now, Luke Battersby. And both 4th and 5th place are wide there. Everybody on the ragged edge here at Dragon Trail Gardens this evening for the first round of this new season. Steve Brown just about holding on here. It's kind of reminding me of a drive I saw Steve have at Wilton Mill towards the back end of the last Club 100 season, the last events that we streamed last season, the October round, where he had a similar challenge really of not perhaps having the pace to storm off into the distance, but did some great defensive driving to hold on to top position. Oh, collision there between 5th and 6th, and that's Ridout in the wall. And Battersby in trouble as well. Let's see if we can get another look at that and see how that all occurred. It was coming off of the hairpin. And oh yes, just as Ridout came back off the curb, maybe got a little bit loose on the curb there, made contact. Looked like a racing incident to me, if I'm being honest, between him and Battersby, but that has cost both of them dearly here in this first race of the evening. Battersby is down to 10th place. I do think he's let Ridout back through, which is good sportsmanship there from Luke Battersby. Well, where does that leave things? It leaves Steve Brown with a 1.8 second gap now ahead of Trevor Randall. So Trevor Randall doing one of his shrewd, classic, experienced drives where he's not done anything too spectacular. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that, but he's picked up a lot of positions with some very clean driving, which is very, very good to see for Trevor. Tim Clark as well there is now up to 6th place. Just by keeping it clean and consistent, those two drivers are going to pick up good results here. Change at the front of the field. Nathan Maximin has got back to the front of the field. Let's see if we can look back and see where that happened. I think it must have happened on the previous lap then, whilst we were having a look at the incident between Ridout and Battersby. But Nathan Maximin is back to the front of the field then. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Can Nathan Maximin close this one out? It would be a very good victory for him, a very good start to the season. As we say, he had some great form at the back end of last season. Dominated the O-Plate competition, which we are planning to host again in 4 weeks' time. We'll see if he can make it 3 in a row in that one. 2 more laps to go then, I reckon, because they cross the line with 1 minute 45-ish to go, and a lap is, well, less than 1 minute 40 for these drivers at the moment. It's one of those awkward situations where Maximin can't afford to back off to shorten the number of laps in this race, because there he is, Callum Marshall in 2nd place. It's less than a second and a half behind. Ryan Sandall still doing well there in 3rd place. Looks like he's settled for that 3rd place. Just holding that gap is Ruzzwald ahead of Steve Brown, aka Super GT. Trevor Randall there in 5th place. Just looking a little bit further back. There's Jack Cameron Drayton. He's on for good results here in the Premier tier straight away, which is good for him. Callum Brewell has recovered to 8th place. Rob Dowsett in 9th. And then our 2 drivers who had that incident a few laps ago. Mark Ridout holding out the top 10 at the moment. But actually, this is a very good scrap here. Battersby, Callum. Oh, Callum down the inside. Great move there from Kirith, and he's got it. Really good move from Kirith Kart there. And that's good for 11th place. Martyn Robinson might have a thing or two to say about this as well. And the other of the Team P1 Inc. cars. Braking hard into the chicane. Oh, Kirith's run off! And he's off and in, and there's contact there with Battersby. Robinson will be the beneficiary of all of that. He's gained 2 positions. We're on to the final lap. Let's get back to our leaders. Here they are. 1.3 seconds is still the gap for Nathan Maximin. In fact, some of our drivers have finished with the way that the timing system works. So Tim Clark, Jack Cameron Drayton and Callum Brewell have all finished 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th for Rob Dowsett. Mark Ridout 10th. 11th for Robinson. Battersby, Callum and Dimolo will wrap out the field. But let's get back to our leaders. Nathan Maximin looks like he's going to close out this first race and take the honours in round 1. The first run out of this new season for the Mazda Roadsters, the MX-5 style touring car. But we definitely have a new contender here this season in the shape of Callum Marshall, who's driven brilliantly in this race. Will be very intriguing to see how he can race through in the 30-minute feature race, which is coming up after this one. Still Ryan Sandall there in 3rd place, stroking this one home. Steve Brown in 4th place. 5th place for Trevor Randall. But here comes Nathan Maximin to take his first victory of the season, continuing the form that we saw him have in the O-Plate at the end of Season 2. Great start to the runner-up for the championship last season. He takes the win. Marshall 2nd. Sandall starts his championship defence in 3rd. 4th for Steve Brown. 5th place for Trevor Randall. Well, what a first race of the season there here at Dragon Trail Gardens. I hope you enjoyed that one. Nathan Maximin takes the top step. Can he make it 2 in a row? We'll see if he can do in the feature race later on this evening. Well, if you enjoyed that one, why not give the video a like? Thank you very much for the support coming in so far. Just catching up with some of your comments. Nathan Maximin himself mentioning how close can it get. Very, very much was close in the first race, first qualifying session of the season so far. Should say as well down in the comments, down in the description as well, we've got links to all of the drivers' channels who've got a YouTube channel tonight. So do go and check those out. And should also say as well, we've got, as I say, these rounds every Tuesday night, 9 PM for the next 4 weeks. We've also got our iRacing Legends of Club 100 and BUKC Championship. For all the details on that, head to, it's on Facebook at C100 iRacing. We've also got the preview video for the whole season on this channel, so all the dates are on there. The next round, if I get my dates right, should be on Wednesday the 24th of March. And we're potentially going to have some of the new content on iRacing on there as well. I'll be changing over now for the endurance race, the feature race. And this is going to be a very interesting one because it'll be the first time we've seen which drivers, or which cars I should say, the drivers have chosen for this season. They've got free choice of all of the Group 3 cars on Gran Turismo Sport, but once they've made a decision, they've got to stick with it for the season. Almost a little bit like Manufacturers Series. In fact, let's bring up again the entry list, because some of the drivers have already declared what their cars are, but some of them keeping it a secret, so we'll see what those cars are in the moment. So Ryan Sandall, you've got him in the Dodge Viper. Callum Brewell's gone for the Corvette. Quite a few Corvettes this season. Apologies, I will just reset that. So we've got the drivers back in a moment and what cars they've gone for. If I get the right image, there we go. So as I say, quite a few Corvettes of the choices here for the Group 3 challenge of this season. Randall and Battersby, so both of the purple sector cars have gone for Corvette. Very pleased to see the Jaguar F-Type getting some love this season again. Tim Clark and Rob Dowsett have both gone for that in Magic Man and El Diablo. RaceDreamerRob as well, another one of our drivers with his own YouTube channel, so do go and check that out. Lexus RCF for Callum Marshall in Team P1 Inc. Martyn Robinson's gone for the big Mustang, and then a couple more Corvettes for Sam Dimolo for Frey Bentos Racing and Jack Cameron Drayton. But as you see there, both the Team Orange drivers, Kirith Callywright and Steve Brown, they've got until now. Now is the time that they can declare. They didn't have to declare before the event, so we'll see what they've gone for in a few moments' time. Hello in the chat to Mr. DW Commentary, David Whitehouse. News from Lobby 2's Tom Fox and Javier Dominated. So Tom Fox, the Coventry BUKC driver, one of the reigning champions in the BUKC, starting very well. George Turner doing well in Lobby 2 as well. As we say, the link, in fact, if I can I do this? Let's see if it'll let me do this. Can I share the link? Yes, I can. There we go. There's the link to Lobby 2 as well, if you're interested in it, in terms of having a look at how Lobby 2 is getting on tonight. In fact, I'm going to just try and find the results so I can read that out to you and see how they've all got on. Excuse me one moment, just whilst I look through David's stream. So yes, it looks like Tom Fox, Tamworth Fox, did win that one. R4M Silver Arrow P2. And it took it straight off the screen, so I couldn't read any more of the order there. Hello to Dimitarcho as well. He said Nathan is good with the VW Vision GT. We'll see if he's gone for that. Also sounds like Luke Battersby has had a choice change, which he's perfectly allowed to do. According to trevisio, Mr. Trevor Randall, he's now gone for the Mazda. I like that Mazda. There's a good car that he's gone for there. And in fact, I think we can now hop back over into the lobby and see how people are getting on. There's Martyn Robinson then. This is just free practice. You're not missing any of the competition action. As I mentioned, he's gone for the Mustang. Kirith Callywright will be looking to bounce back after the disappointment of that first race. He's gone Corvette, which is a good choice. All of these cars are balanced for performance for this event, but on the daily race a few weeks ago, the Corvette was one of the cars to have, so I think that may be an influencing decision for a couple of our drivers. It was fairly strong in Manufacturers' Championship last season, so Kirith using that experience that he gained. Oh, he's done it. The memes are strong with Super GT. He has gone for the RCZ. Beautiful. Love to see the Peugeot out there on circuit. Luke Battersby, as mentioned in the chat, has gone for the Mazda, which sounds glorious as ever. Another one of the Corvettes. There is Callum Brewell. Another Corvette for Mark Ridout. Tim Clark. Oh, now that's very nice. The Pennzoil livery. I love the detailing with the different radiator ducts there. Tim Clark's got a little bit of red on. And if I can find where Rob is, there he is. Oh, he's got a penalty. Rob's got a little bit of cyan blue on the front of his. That's how we'll tell those two apart. Who else have we not checked out yet? There's Marshall in another one of the Corvettes. Jack Cameron Drayton has gone Corvette as well. Trevor, Randall, the last of the Corvettes. What we're going to do, we're going to take a short break here on the commentary, grab some water, and then be back shortly for the start of race number 2, the feature race here at Monza this evening for round 2 of this new season of the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sport Series. It will be a reverse grid of the first race result. As I say, we'll be back very, very shortly. We're back here on the Double Dash Motorsport Media YouTube channel. You're watching live coverage of the first meeting, as it were, of Season 3 for the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sport Series. My name's Andrew Mather. If it's your first time here on the channel, great to have you along. Thank you very much to DiTray44, who's a new subscriber here on the channel. Your support is, can't put into words how valuable it is, so thank you very much for getting on board. Hello to VQS Tiger Tom. What's Tom Fox doing in Lobby 2? He's quick enough for one easy. Ah, 2 words, pot hunting. I'm not going to blame him for that. We're all accustomed to a little bit of pot hunting from time to time. What we should say though is there is going to be promotion and relegation from the divisions. So the top 3 drivers from Division 2 will end up in this division, so the Club division into the Premier Division, and then likewise the bottom 3 drivers in this division will drop down into the Clubman's for Season 4, but that's a very, very long way away. Callum Marshall looking very quick though at this stage of this practice session for what it's worth. Cracking livery on that Corvette as well. The metallic silver, pink detailing as well. Keep comments coming in. Let us know how you're doing on this Tuesday evening. If we're feeling up to it as well after work tomorrow, we may have a little go at some of the FIA races tomorrow night, and you'll see why I commentate more on this kind of stuff instead of race, but you know, it's all good fun. Who else have got out there? Let's say Corvette City at the moment at the front of the field, because Kirith's there in P2, or he was in P2. Nathan Maximin was just beating him in this practice session, and guess what? He's in Corvette as well. I'd say if you missed the daily race around here, I want to say it was 2 weeks ago. It was a bit of an SR resetter, but if you could get through it cleanly in that Corvette, you stood a good chance. Final will begin in 10 seconds. As I say, it will be a reverse grid of the race 1 results, so I reckon our lobby host will have pole position for this one. Sam Dimolo, we'll see in a few moments' time. He will indeed. In fact, it's a Frey Bentos Racing front row of the grid with Sam Dimolo alongside Kirith Calirai. Look out for Luke Battersby. He's positioned strongly here, third on the grid. Preparing for the lights then here at Monza for round 2 of the third season of the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sports Series. 30 minutes on the clock for our 14 drivers. On come the red lights. Green, and we're racing at Monza. Good start for Dimolo. Looks like he will hold the lead as they go into the first chicane for the first time. The rest of them filing in. Who is going to survive this first chicane? It's always a bit of a cluster as they go into there. Oh, there's 3 wide, 4 wide. Ridouts all over the sausage curbs. And it looks like the Frey Bentos boys have broken away already. This could be a very good start for them. As I say, most drivers have gone for the Corvette. You've got the Mazda in there with Luke Battersby. Rob Dowsett challenging him at the moment for P6 in his Jaguar. He's got his teammate Tim Clark just behind him as well. Tim Clark going for position there into P7. Kirith Calirai's got the lead though. He's got ahead of his teammate. So the Team Rock fans will be cheering that one with delight. As Kirith leads here at Monza, going through the Lesmos for the first time. There is pit strategy in this race as well, so we'll keep an eye on that across the course of this second round of the season. But it's Calirai from Dimolo. Mark Ridout up to third place. Martyn Robinson has started strong as well in P4. There's a penalty, and it's for Callum Brewell. 0.4 of a second for Brewell to erode away, and then just behind him is all going on as they go into the Ascari chicane, and Clark's in the gravel. Clark in the gravel there. Can he get back on circuit? Trying to find where he's ended up. He's all the way to the back of the field. He's spun. He's done a Vettel, and he's now trying to get himself back on circuit, but that is Tim Clark's race. Well, not over, but in terms of anything substantial in terms of points, that is it. He's not going to get good score or good scoring out of this one. Kirith Calirai, though, will lead at the end of lap 1 here at Monza in his Corvette. As I say, he's well versed with this car and this circuit. And he's putting that to good use. He's got a 1.2 second lead over Sam Dimolo at the moment. Mark Ridout going for a move down the inside into the first chicane. Oh, can Ridout get it stopped? No, he can't. That was calmly driven by Dimolo. And a bit of a wiggle on the exits for Ridout. Holds P3 though. Looks like we've got the CBR Sandall boys running line astern at the moment in P5 and P6. There's Brewell just trying to get rid of that penalty. He's got rid of the penalty now. It's good work by Brewell do that whilst he's still in the slipstream. But look at it. Oh, problem for Jack Cameron Drayton. Jack Cameron Drayton slow through the second chicane and has unfortunately dropped down to 12th. Sadly, there's also been a problem for RaceDreamerRob, Rob Dowsett. So both of the Jaguars to the bottom of the order. That's not how they would have wanted to start their season. I did want to bring your attention to is the RCZ. The power of the RCZ is in full force here, because Super GT, Steve Brown has got up from the back of the field. It's now P7. He's got Trevor Randall just behind him, who's got a penalty. Nathan Maximin, the winner from race 1 at the end of this train as well. It's a very good start for a car that perhaps wasn't fancied at the start of this race. Here's a car that was, though. Kirith Calirai leads as he goes into the Rettifilio. Through that first chicane, and look at the train forming up behind Sam Dimolo now. I wonder if there's a bit of team tactics at play here. Trying to get Kirith up the road as far as possible through Curva Grande. This time Ridout's going to go down the inside as they go into the Rogers chicane. No, Dimolo holds on. A little bit further back, Martyn Robinson is fending off both of the CBR entries at the moment, side by side between Sandall and Brewell there, and it looks like Sandall has got through. You can see the gold detailings there on the front of his car, denoting that he is the champ. He's had a steady start to his defence this evening. So there's a long way in this race to go, 25 minutes of racing, and we've not got into the pit window yet to see what the different drivers are doing. Nathan Maximin has made progress on this lap, has got himself up to P7. He got it done on, I think, the exit of the Lesmos there. So that's good stuff from Nathan Maximin. He'll be looking to try and get onto the back of his title rival Ryan Sandall from the last 2 seasons. Kirith Calliraj, though, leads now by 3 seconds. This is a very, very good start from Kirith Calliraj. But crucial move has now been done for second place. Mark Ridout has got through. Let's have a look at how he did it. He was down the Rettifilio and into the first chicane. It was your textbook overtake into the first chicane. Very nicely done there from Mark Ridout. Now it will be interesting. Let's see what that Corvette has got in terms of pace. Well, at the moment he's got a 1 second penalty. That's not what Ridout would have wanted. Let's try and see where he's got that. Well, he's got it already by the time he's got down to the Rogers chicane. So he'll have to manage that now. It does look like he's pulling in Kirith Calliraj bit by bit, or at least he was through the Lesmos. There's a move going on a little bit further back, was that? Yes, it was. It was between Marshall and Randall. 2 of the Corvettes going side by side as they stream down into the Ascari chicane. Marshall's got the positions. That's P9 for Marshall. You see that Mazda singing out loud. There he is, Luke Battersby. Thank you, Luke, for picking that car, because it's a cacophony of glorious noises. What better place to hear them than Monza? Here is your leader, who now has responded, has been responding here to Mark Ridout's pace, has now actually pulled the lead gap out to 3.5 seconds. That is very good work from Kirith, who's streaming this live, by the way. If you've got a second monitor, do go check out Kirith's streams. They're very good. He's got a really nice, friendly community around him as well, over on the KRT Discord channel. Similarly, been doing a lot of iRacing has Kirith with Basic Ollie and Rory Alexander. 4 seconds now the lead. I do wonder, has Kirith gone softer tyres than the rest of the field, and has used that tactic with Sam Dimolo being a bit of a stopper in the bottle to get this gap? At the moment it's working very, very nicely, and also to comprehend the issues for Mark Ridout. He's got more penalties. It's now 1.8. Could Kirith Calliraj be on for a potential victory here? We're only a third of the way through this race, still a long way of it to go. Lifting off a little bit there was Ridout into the Ascari chicane. Sam Dimolo still there in third, has got the champion all over his rear bumper though. Oh, Ridout was very wide out of the Ascari chicane there. May get even more penalties for that and be under pressure here for P2. Here comes Dimolo. He's going to have to go around the outside through the Parabolica. I think he's got it done. No, he's got it done before the Parabolica. Great stuff there from Dimolo. And here comes Ryan Sandall as well around the outside. Oh, that's a very brave move from the champion. He's got it done. That is fantastic from Ryan Sandall, and it's all going on behind them as well. Callum Brewell there, trying to get through to 4th place. It's all gone wrong for Mark Ridout. He's fallen from 2nd place down to 6th, but look at this, down into the first chicane. 5 of them all fighting over the same piece of road. Here comes Brewell down the inside of Sandall. Dimolo has been forced down more positions, and the pink cars are getting involved as well. This is fantastic stuff here in the 2nd round of the Club 100 GTS Series, and after all of that, looks like it's Sandall and Maximin, the 2 title rivals from last season and season 1, And now up to second and third place. Dimolo's fighting back here, trying to get back into fourth position ahead of Brewell. But Brewell's got it done now. And look at this. Marshall's coming up through the field as well. Marshall's got up to P6. So big drivers making big moves. Ridout now 7th. Martyn Robinson 8th. Super GT, Steve Brown there in 9th. In the unfancied RCZ, but maybe playing a clever strategy in terms of tyres. Crucially though, the gap for the leader, Kirith Callum, is now up to 5 seconds. Good evening to Paul Stanford, who's joined in the chat. Great to have you here, Paul. Hope you're enjoying the racing here at Monza. Team Horny Racing agrees the Mazda sounds epic. Luke Battersby's doing a nice job at the moment as well. He's in P11. As more great racing at the front. Oh dear, Mark Ridout is going backwards. He's now down into 9th place. He's been demoted by both Super GT and Mark Robinson. Let's have a look at how this all occurred. And it was Martyn Robinson down the inside into the Parabolica. Steve Brown with a classic Club 100 move there, following in the wake of Martyn Robinson to gain a spot for himself. Back with the leader though, Kirith Callum. 5.5 seconds now for Kirith. Could Kirith Callum take a win? It may also, I may be wrong here, it may be his first win if he can hold on to this position in the Club 100 GTS Series. He's been a driver there since day one. He's also raced in the Sprint 60 Championship last year. We're looking forward to seeing racing again on Saturdays when we get the Club 100 season up and underway at Clay Pigeon in April. He's clearly pushing hard because he's continuing to pull away from Sandall and Maximin behind. There they are, coming down out well, under the old banking and towards Ascari chicane. They are fighting at the moment, so at the moment they're fighting and losing time to Callum. Are they thinking that the chance to catch Callum is already done? There's a second penalty for Ruzzwald as well, so Ryan Sandall's got that to deal with. We saw what happened to Mark Ridout when he had to be in this position. It did not go well. Side by side as they go into the Parabolica. Nathan Maximin's not going to try and go around the outside through the Parabolica. Yes, he is. Still side by side of these title rivals. Going at it already here in round 2 on the first night of the new season. Who's going to have the ponies down into the Rettifilio? It's going to be Maximin. What a move by Nathan Maximin. He really is on top form at the moment. Has stepped up his game in response to 2 titles in a row for Ryan Sandall. And he is taking it to the reigning champ here tonight. 6.3 seconds for Callum now. Sandall trying to fight back and take that second place away from Maximin. Marshall's fought through into P4 as well. See the power of the Corvette now. Look at the number of positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now. All Corvettes at the front of the field. I did think this would happen with the dominance that we've seen from this car around Monza the last few weeks. Makes Martyn Robinson at the moment best of the rest in his Ford Mustang. 16 minutes of this race to go here at Monza. Kirith Callum is in a good position, but can he stay there as the strategies of this race start to play out? Mark Ridout has seemingly recovered. He's got back on pace. He's got work to do here, currently sat behind Steve Brown there in P9. Halfway stage then for your leader. There he is, Kirith Callum, who's just lost a little bit of time. Now, is this tyres starting to come into play? Nathan Maximin's got through into second place. We saw him clear Ryan Sandall last time around. Are Kirith's tyres starting to give out a bit and lose that performance? Will he go for a pit stop on this lap as we are at the halfway stage? He's just got to stay calm in this kind of situation. He's done fantastically so far. He's played the strategy very, very well. Played the team strategy impressively as well. Talking of team strategy, there is his teammate Sam Dimolo in 6th place. He's currently got a 0.3 second penalty to deal with. At least with this style of race, you can whittle that away as you go along. It's none of the penalty lines like you see the daily and FIA races. If you're a driver like me, you don't even need to deliberately slow down for them. You just slow anyway, and the game takes them off you. But, Sam Dimolo does look to have got rid of all the penalties there. Right, let's see. Does Kirith Kalirai pit this lap, or is he going longer? Is he just managing tyres now? This is actually a very good lap. He's got the lead back up to over 6.5 seconds. No, he's going on, which I think is a good, it's a brave, good move there from Kirith. He can play a little bit with the time that he's got in hand, but look at this battle for second place. Now they're going 3 wide. Are these the top 3 that we're going to be talking about across the season? They're going to go, they're still 3 wide. This is surely not going to work, guys. And Marshall backs out of it as they go into the first chicane, but Ryan Sandall trying to fight back here. There's a little bit of contact between Sandall and Maximin. Oh, and Sandall's got through. Well, Maximin might not be too pleased about that one. There was a little bit of contact. It was firm, but fair racing in my book, because Sandall wasn't going to disappear. He had the line on the inside. Marshall coming in now. Marshall trying to look around the outside into the Roger chicane. Little bit of panel beating again. And again, coming off of the Roger chicane into the Lesmos. Now, oh my goodness! Flying in the air! What happened there to Callum Marshall? His people needed him, and he got into P2. I've never seen that before. I know that was just a graphical error. That's Dimolo's off and in the gravel behind. Oh, it's all kicking off in this race. Somebody please clip that. That was fantastic. Callum Marshall, and it's got him into P2. The scenes here at Monza this evening. Kirith's blissfully unaware and is probably wondering what on earth is going on behind him, because his lead's now 8.3 seconds. Go on, Kirith. This is an absolutely brilliant run for Frey Ventos Racing. Back with the battle for second place. And look at this, Callum Brewell's coming into this now. Now, will this be of assistance to his teammate? And have we got people coming into the pits? No, bit of a feint there from Marshall. Down the Rettifilio again and into the first chicane. The power of the cones, definitely. I agree. Dimitarcho was a cone. Looking back at it, that he just clipped and missed that first time round. Did look quite amusing though. 11.5 minutes to go. Can this trio get themselves organised? Because at the moment they are handing this win on a plate to Kirith Kalirai. Into the Roger chicane again. Please nobody take off to space on any of the cones this time. Leave the virtual column the cones alone. I just had a little look back there. Who had the penalty there? It was Sam Dimolo. So Sam Dimolo in 7th place. Great battle still going on for best of the non-Corvettes between Martyn Robinson, Martyn R718, and Steve Brown Super GT. So for 8th place at the moment. I think those two, I say it's a battle, I think those two are trying to work together at the moment against the might of the Corvettes. Whoa, big moment for both of them. Robinson out beyond track limits. Brown just about kept it in there, but had a huge slide. Let's have another little look at that. Just coming out of the Ascari chicane for Brown. Oh, he got crossed up just before the final curb, the final apex, and he did well to hold on to that one. Kirith goes on again. He has lost a bit of his lead though. He's now down to 7 seconds. He's got 10 minutes to play with in side by side again for second place. Here comes Nathan Maximin again. We've seen him have some great scraps with Callum Marshall already tonight. Callum Marshall has defended that brilliantly and has held on to second place. The two CBR Sandall, I see what you've done there, guys, cars just behind, with Ruzzwald ahead of Cal 401, Sandall ahead of Brewell. 9.5 minutes of this race to go. What is that gap doing? It's going back and forth really between first and second place, and as I say, Kirith is in a brilliant position here where he can just manage this route now. I'm sure he'll have a strategy in his mind, and he'll be recalculating it as he goes along. 9 minutes of the race to go. It does look like this group are starting to get themselves a bit more organised now. The question is, have they given themselves enough time to reel Kirith Calirai in? I think that's pretty doubtful at this stage of the race. Just keep an eye on Kirith. That's the thing, he doesn't need to necessarily pit first. He's got to force the hand of those behind to chase him down. They are starting to do that now. The gap's down under 7 seconds for the first time in a while. Trevor Randall's still doing a great job as well, by the way. We've not mentioned Trevor that much tonight, but he's doing the same again, as I quite regularly see him do when I watch him race and commentate on him. Gets on with the job, gets the results in. That's what's made him a champion in years gone by throughout various levels of Club 100 racing. He's got a 2.5 second lead over Sam Dimlow now. Another minute gone then for Kirith Calirai. 6.5 seconds is now the gap between him and the chasing pack behind. The breakaway leader, can he make this breakaway work? Which he's had from the very start of the race. Had a 1.2 second lead at the end of lap 1 and hasn't looked back so far. Fastest lap of the race so far, Nathan Maximin, 1:45.625. Just to let you know as well what's going on in lobby number 2. There are pit stops now. They're on lap 13. Looks like GTP Toby is currently in the lead of that one. Alpha M Silver Shadow in second place. That lobby available for you over on the DW commentary channel. You go check it out after, if you've got a chance after this stream here in lobby 1 for the Premier Class. Now, what does Kirith do here? His lead is coming down. It is starting to diminish, but it's still a good one at 5.7 seconds. Does he stay out? Yes, and I think that's the right decision. He doesn't need to force the issue here. The leaders stay out as well. I think everyone is trying to just eke out the tyres to make themselves as quick as possible towards the end of the race. But here comes Maximin again, though. Is he going to go for a move for P2 into the first chicane? No. No, I think they have realised now that they need to work together to close down Kirith. .2 seconds is now the gap. If I've got my rules correct, yes, they do have to pit. There's a mandatory pit stop in all of these races. As you can see, I'm keeping an eye on lobby number 2, and there are pit stops going on in that race. Oh, now penalty for Marshall. Could that be crucial? 1 second is the penalty from the penalty system. Here comes Kirith. The gap is now down to under 5 seconds. What does he do here in this one? Bit of the penalty removed for Marshall, and they are seemingly dropping and going for second place now, and Maximin's got it. I think he was pretty much let through there by Marshall. They are trying to drop Sandall at the moment. On goes Kirith for another lap. 4.6 now the gap between first and second place. Just to let you know, Super GT has got past Martyn Robinson, so top of the non-Corvettes at the moment is C. Brown there in 7th place. So there's some penalties behind him as well on the real penalty simulator. 0.5 for Robinson. Battersby's got himself up to P10 as well. Ridout P9. Continuing to do a great job here. 4.4 seconds is now the gap for him. Just riding on board as we go through the Lesmos. How is this car handling at the moment? It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Continuing to manage this race really, really well is Kirith. Maximin trying to pull away from Marshall now, who still has some penalty to deal with. He's just got rid of a few tenths of it there. Again, sensibly doing that whilst he's in the slipstream. Can continue to cruise up to the rear bumper of Maximin in this situation now. Coming to the end of lap 15. GTB Toby, by the way, still leading in lobby number 2. Tyres sounding a little bit tortured there on Marshall's car, and they can visibly see the car of Kirith Kalirai now, which will be a big psychological boost to these drivers. 3.6 now the gap. Marshall has pretty much got rid of all of his penalty now. There it goes. That 1 second penalty has been diminished. 4th place for Ryan Sandall, who seems to be playing this so far similar to the first race. Knows perhaps that tonight is not his night, but takes the points where he can, and we'll be back next week. It's been a solid start to his title defence. Keep your comments coming in. Paul Stanford says that they need to work together. Yep, they do indeed. They've done a decent amount of the work so far. The gap is now under 3 seconds between Kirith and Nathan Maximin. Can he hold on for what would be a great win in the number 41? Just looking at the clock, we may be going on to our final lap here, so we may actually be having everybody playing the strategy of not stopping. They've gone that long on the tyres. So Kirith Kalirai, 90 seconds then, going on to the last lap. The gap to second place is 2 seconds. Can he hold on for this victory? Into the first chicane, trying to keep things nice and steady, with Nathan Maximin bearing down on him here, looking for a double victory here tonight in lobby number 1 to kick off his Premier title challenge. Has finished P2 the last 2 seasons, wants to take that step up, wants that P1, has been brilliant tonight, just as we saw in the O-Plate at the end of season number 2. 1.7 seconds is now the gap for Kirith in the lead. It's coming down. This could come to the very final couple of straights, because the tyres at the moment are much better on that orange Corvette of Nathan Maximin. M1M is closing in. 1.6 seconds now is the gap. 1.5 seconds. The tyres on the Frey Bento's car are straining here to get to the end of this race. Ryan Sandall looks beaten tonight. He's only going to get P4. Callum Marshall has been brilliant tonight in his debut. P3. 1.3 seconds now the lead. This is going to be crucial through the Ascari chicane. Can Kirith get a good exit? He needs one to have as big a gap as possible as they go into the Parabolica. That's pretty good. 1.2 seconds for Kirith. Time is up. 30 minutes are completed. Can Kirith Calirai close out a fantastic victory here in the reverse grid race? Round the Parabolica. Still the gap is 1.2 seconds. He took the lead from pole position on the front row. Played the strategy brilliant, and Kirith Calirai wins round 2 of the 3rd season of the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sport Series. A fantastic display for Frey Bentos Racing. He wins by 1 second ahead of Nathan Maximin, who will lead the championship at the end of things here tonight. 3rd place for Callum Marshall. 4th for Ryan Sandall. A solid start to his title defence. 5th for Callum Brewell. Better race there in race number 2. Trevor Randall P6. Top of the non-Corvettes is Steve Brown, their Super GT in P7. 8th for Mark Ridout, who unfortunately had a bit of a scrappy race there. But what a victory. Not many people, I think, would have gone for this at the start of the night, but Kirith Calirai announces his intentions for Season 3 with a fantastic victory there. Well, what a race. Apologies, I thought we had a mandatory pit stop, but yeah, they all went for the long strategy this evening. I know there were some pit stops in the second lobby, but yeah, a brilliant display there from Kirith Calirai, who wins. As I say, I think that's his first win in this series, so congratulations to Kirith. A lot of hard work went into that, I'm sure, and he takes the victory. That pretty much brings us to an end for this evening. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was some great racing tonight here in the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sport Series, and as I say, there's more of it to come. As I say, over the next few weeks, we've got, there's our lineup of drivers. We know all about them. But as I say, we've got the next 3 Tuesdays, we've got more racing, more rounds across the course of the season. Let's just bring that up for you now. Excuse me one moment, just while Streamlabs has a bit of a moment. And apologies, I keep bringing up the wrong pictures. Professional stream, everybody. We'll have a look at the, there we go, the remaining rounds for this season. Blue Moon Oval will be our venue for round number 3. Red Bull Ring for round number 4. Sardinia B and Lassart for the 3rd meeting on the 23rd of March. So 2 streams in 1 week there, because you'll have the iRacing one immediately after as well. And then the season finale, of course, at Maggiore and Interlagos on the 30th of March. So all to look forward to, all here on the Double Dash Motorsport Media channel and the DW commentary channel as well. And yeah, Paul Stanford said that was a great race to finish off the evening. All the fight early for 2-3-4 lost time. Yeah, absolutely. It did cost them in the end, but Kirith kept it straight and true, didn't panic, and took a very, very good win there. As I say, if you have enjoyed the stream tonight, do leave us that feedback. Give us a like and press that like button and a subscribe as well if you can. Thank you very much to our new subscribers here this evening. As I say, we may be back tomorrow night with some FIA races in the lobbies in there, but we definitely will be back next week, 9 PM on the 16th of March for rounds 3 and 4 of the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sport Series Season 3 and the iRacing Series on the Wednesday as well, where we will be at, I think possibly we'll be at Hockenheim. I'll check on that one and let you know on the social media streams. We're going to wrap things up there. My name's been Andrew Mather. This has been the Double Dash Motorsport Media YouTube channel. Thank you very much. We'll see you very, very soon.